Hello, Jefferson families. My name is Melody Sweet, and I work here at Jefferson. This presentation on sight words was given to kindergarten parents during the kindergarten showcase last Wednesday, April 20th, and we wanted to make sure that all parents had access to this information. So what are sight words? Sight words are common words that show up in everyday text, and these account for 75% of the words in children's books and materials. So it's really important that children are able to master their sight words. And children are learning sight words not just in kindergarten, but throughout their entire elementary school experience. And then what is sight word recognition? So starting in kindergarten, students are starting to practice sight word recognition. So sight words are these common words that kids recognize instantly without sounding them out. And this is because many sight words are really tricky to read or spell because they often aren't spelled the way they sound. So for example, the word the on this screen, if I were to sound out that word, I would say te, eh, and that doesn't sound like the. So it's really important that children memorize these words so they know them instantly. And then recognizing words by sight helps kids become faster readers and more confident readers, which is going to help them in their educational journey as they go from elementary to middle to high school. And then why is sight word recognition so important? So first, when children know their sight words, it boosts their confidence. So if your child is able to identify all of the different sight words and the text that they're reading, and then they just have those few words that they're struggling with, they're going to be less likely to give up on that book because they know the majority of those words. Versus if they are not familiar with their sight words, they are not going to feel confident about reading that book and they might give up on it. Sight word recognition also helps with comprehension because if a student knows their sight words, they're not going to be busy sounding out the words. They're going to be busy thinking about the meaning of what the story is about, which is really important. Because ultimately, when children read, we want them to be comprehending what is the meaning of this text, those kinds of questions. And then lastly, sight word recognition is really important for context. Because if students, let's say they have a more challenging book, but they know all of their sight words, they can use those sight words as context clues to figure out what the rest of the text is about. So just to give you an example, in the sentence, the boy ran around the playground, ran is a sight word. And if a student didn't know that word ran, they're not going to be able to understand what the sentence means. But if they do know the word ran, then they can understand the sentence easily. Sight words, children are learning sight words at every grade level. So some of the examples of words that your kindergartner is learning right now is but, do, have, he, she, and the. And then some ways that you can advocate for your children. So you can ask your child's teacher to give you a list of sight words that your child is struggling with. And then you can practice these for a few minutes each night. Your kindergarten teacher should have given you a list of the words that your child has mastered so far this year, and then a list of the words that your child is still challenged by a little bit and needs some more growth on. So every kindergartner got to bring home this game, Sight Word SWAT, and these games are leveled. So the little cards are leveled, so you can choose all of the kindergarten level words and use that to play. And this game goes up to level 3 with the sight words. So we hope that you enjoy the game. And if you have any questions about sight words, don't hesitate to reach out to your child's teacher. Thank you.